I regret to inform you, this will be the last book haul for a while, but let's go ahead and talk about the books that I recently purchased. This will be my last book haul, at least for a month or two. I've got to stop and read the books that I'm purchasing. I have a book cart, and I will not allow myself to buy any more books than fit on that cart. And that cart holds a lot. So while it's not completely full, I don't want it to get full. I want to read the books that I have and talk to you about each of them. All right, so I couldn't resist. I found this book here. This is called Tested by Anna Monders, and I got this at Walmart. Of course, I was there grocery shopping, but had to check out the book section, and they got me. But fortunately, this is the only book I purchased. It's really cool. It has this DNA strand on the pages, so I thought that was really cool. This says, for as long as Michaela can remember, her future has been laid out for her. As an elite in a world divided into genetic elites, defectives, and expendables, she'll live up to her stellar genetic report card score of 94 by excelling academically, gaining acceptance into the elite scholars program, and eventually working for Gellin, the company that saved humanity after the catastrophic Great Dying. All seems to be going as planned until a surprise assignment during Michaela's class changes everything. Soon she's reconnecting with a friend she thought she lost forever, and for the first time in her life, questioning the society she has put her trust in. But if Michaela isn't the model citizen she's always believed herself to be, then who is she? Again, this is Tested. Sorry, it's kind of shiny, but it really cool sprayed edges. So yeah, again, I got this at Walmart. I'm looking forward to that one. The rest of the books I got from Book Outlet. They were recently having a sale where it was like an additional 15% off. So I couldn't resist. So all the books that had been in my wish list, I just went ahead and moved them to my cart and clicked purchase before the sale ended. So the first book I got is Lisa Childs. This is The House by the Cemetery. So this is the first book in the series. I accidentally bought the second book in the series at some point last year, read it and loved it. So when I saw that this was available, I went back and bought it. It says, in Gold Creek, Michigan, legend has it that the ghost of a local gravedigger still walks the cemetery, looking for his next victim to bury. But when the town's wealthy undertaker dies, his estranged daughter must contend with the ghosts that haunt her very own family. So this is kind of like a paranormal mystery. Sorry, I know it's really shiny, but a paranormal mystery. Like I said, I read book 2 and loved it. I'm not sure if any other books have come out in the series. Maybe I'll look and see if there is a 2026 release, but again, I really like that. So The House by the Cemetery by Lisa Childs. The next book, staying in the horror paranormal theme, was The No End House by Jeremy Bates. And this says, the ultimate haunted house challenge, a crumbling stone mansion nestled in the Gothic quarter of Barcelona. It may be the best kept secret in Europe. A little known attraction featuring 9 escape rooms to explore, 9 puzzles to solve, and a large cash prize for anyone who makes it to the end. There's just one catch. No one makes it to the end of the No End House. The synopsis goes on further, but again, I don't like to read more than just a little bit, just so I can tell you guys what it's about, because I like to go into horror and thrillers or suspense mystery type books, not knowing too much. So Jeremy Bates, The No End House, this sounds pretty good. The next thriller I got is The Drowning by J.P. Smith. I have never heard of this author before, but I thought this sounded pretty interesting. It says, every 7 years, a boy disappears from camp. Who will be next? It doesn't take long for a little boy to disappear. Joey Proctor can't swim, but that doesn't stop camp counselor Alex Mason from leaving him out on a raft in the middle of the lake in a fit of rage. Alex only meant to scare the kid, teach him a lesson. He didn't mean to forget about him, but now Joey is gone and his body is never found. More than 20 years later, Alex is a success. The proof is there for anyone to see. In the millions of dollars he makes, his lavish house, his beautiful wife and daughters. No one knows what happened that summer at camp. At least no one should know. but it looks like Joey Proctor may be back to take his revenge. So this is The Drowning by J.P. Smith. The next book, I think a lot of people have read it, and this is Ring Shout. I've just heard some really, really good things about this. It says, in America, demons wear white hoods. It's set in 1915, and it says, the birth of a nation casts a spell across America, swelling the clan's ranks and drinking deep from the darkest thoughts of white folk. All across the nation they ride, spreading fear and violence among the vulnerable. They plan to bring hell to earth, but even Ku Kluxes can die. So I'm really excited about this. Like, again, it's very short, but I've heard really good things, so I'm excited to check this one out. Then we move into one of my favorite. I love a good, sweet YA romance. I don't know why I'm such a sucker for them, but I really like them. So I thought I'd give this one a chance. And this is The Fangirl Project by Beth Reekles. She wrote The Kissing Booth. I know a lot of people have seen that or read about it. And this says, when Sherry's secret crush Jake moves to a new school, she realizes she's running out of time to take the relationship from platonic to romantic. She'll do anything to get out of Jake's friend zone, even if that means finally diving into the huge fantasy fandom he loves so much. Though she absolutely can't see the appeal in Of Wrath and Rune, if Jake loves it, then she will too. When Jake introduces her to his shiny new friend Max, who goes to all the fandom convention in cosplay, cringe, she realizes she'll need to do a lot more to grab Jake's attention than just read a few fanfics. But Max, with his dimples and dry humor, always seems to be hanging around, getting in the way. She is determined to become the ultimate fangirl to finally get on Jake's radar. What she doesn't expect is she might actually like Of Wrath of Rune, and might like DMing with a suspiciously familiar guy in the fandom even more. This is The Fangirl Project by Beth Reekles. I think this sounds really cute, so I'm excited to get into this one. The next book, this was a trophy copy for my shelves. I already read it. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. And this is The Wildest Dreams Bookshop. This is by Gracie Page. And this is just so sweet. Another YA romance. I read it on KU a while back, and it's less than 300 pages. It's so cute. It says, Anna's summer is not off to a good start. For one thing, her final exams were such a disaster, she's sure her plans for the fall are ruined. Just as distressing, her boyfriend hasn't texted her back since leaving for Paris. So when Anna's aunt invites her to come work and live at her seaside bookshop for the summer, Anna packs her bags. After all, in Fox Bay, no one knows her life is a mess. Anna can hide out and plot her next move without any distractions. But there are plenty of distractions in this sleepy little town. The infuriatingly hot surfer who keeps crossing her path, for instance. And when Anna discovers that her aunt's business is struggling, she finds herself planning a big celebrity book launch to help turn things around. It might not be any less messy than her real life, but Anna's summer will be anything but boring. Again, I've already read this, 5 stars, absolutely loved it, just wanted a copy for my shelves. The next book I had heard of only because one of the local book clubs was reading it, and I wasn't able to make it or get myself a copy from the library. Of course, when I saw that it was on Book Outlet, I figured I'd pick it up, and it is called The English Masterpiece by Kathleen Ray. It says, when a high-profile art forgery rocks London's art scene in the spring of 1973, the Tate Gallery's Lily Summers finds herself embroiled in a world of glamour and secrets and tension. So essentially, this girl works at the museum. She declares that this art is fake, and then a mystery ensues from there. So this book, like I said, the local book club read it, and I talked to some of the ladies that are part of that, and they really enjoyed it. So I was definitely happy to be able to grab myself a copy. The last book that I got for this book haul from Book Outlet is 70 times 7. And it says, A True Story of Murder and Mercy by Alex Marr. Essentially, this book, it says, On a spring afternoon in 1985 in Gary, Indiana, a 15-year-old girl kills an elderly woman in a violent home invasion. In a city with a history of racial tensions and white flight, the girl, Paula Cooper, is black, and her victim, Ruth Pelkey, is white, and a beloved Bible teacher. The press swoops in. When Paula is sentenced to death, no one decries the impending execution of a 10th grader. But the tides begin to shift when the victim's grandson, Bill, forgives the girl against the wishes of his family and campaigns to spare her life. This tragedy in a Midwestern steel town soon reverberates across the United States and around the world, reaching as far away as the Vatican as newspapers cover the story on their front pages and millions sign petitions in support of Paula. As Paula waits on death row, her fate sparks a debate that not only animates legal circles, but raises vital questions about the value of human life. What are we demanding when we call for justice? Is forgiveness an act of desperation or a found bravery? As Bill and Paula's friendship deepens, and as Bill discovers others who have chosen to forgive after terrible violence, their story asks us to consider what radical acts of empathy we might be capable of. So again, this is nonfiction 70 times 7 by Alex Marr. Again, I had never heard of this trial, but I'm definitely looking forward to reading this. I really enjoy nonfiction and I like true crime, but only if it's true crime that kind of makes me think. I really enjoy a good nonfiction, especially if it is thought-provoking, and I feel like this story will be. So again, just a quick book haul. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And these are all the books that I was able to talk to you guys about. So thank you. And I apologize because you probably won't see another one of these book hauls again in the near future. But thanks for stopping by.